Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, it is Thursday again, which means, you know it, tell like it is Thursday. As usual, I just want to remind everyone out there in internet land that I am not a professional, I am just a guy with an opinion. You may agree with me, you may not agree with me, you may think my advice is good, you may think my advice is bad. Heck, my advice may actually be bad, who knows, but that is part of the fun. Since there is a comment section down below, take part in the comments, help people out, give your opinion. Let's make this a conversation, people. It's more fun that way. Alrighty guys, so we got one question for today and it is a good one. Are you ready? What is your take on people who are on PrEP and having unprotected sex? Should it be okay or should they still wear protection? Alright, that is a loaded question there, buddy. But before we get off answering your question and all that stuff, we need to get back to the basics. 1. What is PrEP? So PrEP is a new type of drug that has recently hit the market, and it is for you to take once a day, daily dosage, and it is supposed to prevent you from being able to contract the HIV virus. Currently, the one drug out there on the market, the name brand is Truvada, but you'll see it in people's profiles on like Grindr, Scruff, whatever. You'll see, you know, blah 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 PrEP, or maybe they'll say Truvada or something like that on the, so you know that they're on it. Alright, so now we know what it is. So let's get into a little bit more research mode here. Does Truvada actually work? Now, supposedly Truvada is supposed to be 99% effective when you take it every single day to prevent you from getting the HIV virus. And there are all these things you see on the internet where people are saying that even if you only take it for like 3 days, it is still 90% effective in preventing you from getting the HIV virus. So those are interesting statistics. Now, the other statistic that is important is that people will say that condoms are 99% effective in preventing sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV, blah, 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 whatever. But there is another statistic which you probably haven't heard, that for anal sex, which is what us gay men do, it is only 97% effective in stopping transmission of STIs and all that good stuff. And the reason is because straight up anal sex is more rough, you're more likely to have a condom failure, and so that is why the statistic gets bumped down from 99% to 97%. So raw, statistically speaking, Truvada is better at preventing HIV. Okay, don't quote me on that, because it makes it sound like a commercial of like, woohoo, go start having unprotected sex everywhere. This all comes down to a personal choice, people, right? You have to have a certain level of comfort, you have to know what is happening, and you have to decide for yourself, is having unprotected safe while on Truvada safe enough for me? Because that is what, I mean, you asked me, you know, is it a good idea, or what do I think of people, or what is my take on people? But really what it comes down to is people can do whatever they want. I guess that's my take on it, is people can do whatever they want. They can assume whatever type of risk they want in their life, that it's their life. Now, you can throw all this research material at them and say, you know, this is why you should do it, this is why you shouldn't do it. Should you be on Truvada and still use condoms? Again, it's a personal choice. Maybe the only thing they're thinking about is HIV, right? But you can still get other things. I mean, you can still get herpes, you can still get syphilis, you can still get a whole myriad of sexually transmitted diseases that, frankly, you don't want to get. Most of them are curable nowadays, but I mean, there's still things that aren't curable. You're not going to cure herpes, you're not going to cure hepatitis, and you definitely don't want those kind of things. But let's face it, sex without condoms, it feels better. So yeah, people have jumped on this and be like, woohoo, I can have unprotected sex. So it comes down to you. If you encounter a person in your life and they want to have unprotected sex with you because they are on PrEP, then you need to decide, are you okay with that? Right? I mean, they're obviously okay with it. Are you okay with it? And you have a right to say no. You always have a right to be like, no, that is beyond my comfort level. I want to use condoms. Okay? You absolutely, positively have the right to say that. So don't let anyone like bully you into something because, you know, whatever, right? It is still a personal choice. You can do whatever you want. Now, more talking about PrEP, it's still, you know, there's still no real long-term studies on what it does to your body, right? It's still a very new drug. So who knows, you know, if you've been taking it for a certain amount of time, does it destroy your liver? Does it destroy your kidneys? Does it, I don't know, turn your brain into Swiss cheese? It could do a whole myriad of things that we don't know about yet because it hasn't been out for very long. So do you want to risk all these potential medical problems of this drug destroying your internal organs just so you cannot use a condom? I mean, obviously PrEP has its advantages. If you are in some type of field where you're going to get exposed to blood or other type of gooey things, you know, then shoot, then it's probably definitely a good idea that you should be on Truvada just in case, right? I mean, especially like, heck, if you were like a porn performer, I would think it would be a great idea to be on Truvada. But as for everyday life, I don't know. It's also insanely expensive. I remember reading that it's about $1,300 a month to take Truvada, and that is crazy expensive. So I don't know if you can convince your health insurance provider to do it. I mean, you know, they're penny pinchers, right? So usually, so can you just walk into your doctor and be like, hey, I want Truvada, without having some really good excuse of why you need it? And what would that excuse be? Because I want to have mass quantities of sex with people I don't know? Maybe it's cheaper to put you on Truvada than have long-term HIV medications later on down the road. I don't know. All right, guys. That's an interesting question, and I find that it's this topic on the internet is very, very polarizing. People that are generally in the business of HIV prevention and HIV awareness, they are like, they hate it because they think it just gives people a pass to have as much unprotected sex as they want, which is not the message they want to give, right? The message they want to give is to be safe. So it's up to you if you think that taking Truvada is as safe as being with a condom. Because I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you that you need to do your research and you need to decide for yourself what you think is good. So in the comment section down below, what do you think? Do you think it is the same as having a condom? Do you think it's better than having a condom? Are you on it? Do you know people that are on it? I want to hear your opinions in the comment section down below. Let's get, you know, a whole conversation going here, because I think we could potentially find out a lot of interesting things from the whole community of what they think and what they're doing and how they feel about this subject matter. Alright guys, today was an awesome question, and we want to get more awesome questions here on Tell It Like It Is Thursday. So remember to go ahead and make a comment down below, hit me up on Google Plus somewhere, use the hashtag TILIIT, Tell It Like It Is Thursday, so that I can easily search questions and I can have more super awesome fun questions to talk to you about every Thursday here on YouTube. Alright guys, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and until I see you next week, love and bubbles. We have a two-part question today, and for the first part, for those in a relationship, do you think it's okay to masturbate in addition to having sex with your partner? First off, I think this is a loaded question because you're making me answer it in front of my husband. But to answer your question,